What's good? What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome into another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, coming to you via the YouTube airways. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. And today, man, we got breaking news out of Arlington, Texas. The Green Bay Packers stunned the Dallas Cowboys. But when you come across this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And if this is your first time coming across the channel and you're new to the platform, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Post your comments. Share the video out. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I see everybody in the comments section. #salute. And you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, we got to get right off into it, man. We got to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. They suffered one of the worst losses in Cowboys history in the NFL playoffs. And coming into this game, they was a 7.5 favorite to beat the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Green Bay Packers been riding on a nice little high with the resurgence of Jordan Love and that Packer offense. They got an underrated defense, but they make plays when they got to make plays, man. But the Packers in a whole, man, playing against the Dallas Cowboys, it seems like it's a home away from home when they go to AT&T Stadium. I don't know if you guys realize the Packers are 6-0 all time when playing at AT&T Stadium. Now, they're 3-0 versus the Cowboys in the regular season. They're 2-0 versus the Cowboys in the postseason. Also, they're 1-0 in the Super Bowl. So that is crazy that the Packers feel comfortable every time they go into AT&T Stadium. But nobody saw what was coming today. It was a total letdown by the Cowboys. And like a lot of, people have been saying, it ain't what you do in the regular season, it's how you perform in the playoffs. And we've seen in these recent years, in about 28 years, that the Cowboys are just a regular season team. Put together 12 wins and they can't do nothing with it. They got all pros at some of these skill positions. And Micah Parsons started off the year great for the Cowboys on that defense under Dan Quinn. He was making all kinds of plays. His name was up for running for Defensive Player of the Year, but then he kind of fizzled out. He was a no-show today. Over the last couple of weeks, man, lobbying for calls, saying he was being held and, the defense is holding him. And started off the game, he got 2 holding penalties called against him. And it paid dividends right there. But then after that, Michael Parsons was a no-show. To start the game off, Dak and CeeDee Lamb wasn't on the same page. I don't know what that issue was. Dak missed a crucial throw to keep a drive alive on a 3rd and 7. Missed CeeDee Lamb on a slant going across the middle. Just led him a little too far. There was a couple throws that he threw high on CeeDee Lamb. The ball sailed on Dak. But you got to give kudos to the Green Bay Packers for coming in, sticking with the game plan. LaFleur called a great game. It was kind of crazy from start, man. From the beginning of the game when the Packers won the coin toss, they elected to take the ball because they wanted to put the pressure on the Dallas Cowboys. They dominated this game from start to finish, man. Green Bay, they sent Dallas home for the season with a 48-32 road victory, advancing to the divisional round in the process. Now, the Packers was the number 7 seed. Now they have to head off to San Francisco to take on the top-seeded 49ers next week. But what they did to Dallas was the unthinkable. They won the coin toss, man, and they took the ball immediately, set the tone on a 12-play drive, which captivated 70-yard drive that took 7 minutes and 52 seconds off the clock. Aaron Jones ended up, in the end zone. He had 21 carries for 118 yards. That was the first touchdown he scored. That was one of the 3 that he scored. Jordan Love was surgical, both on the drive throughout the game. Completed passes from a clean pocket under pressure, navigating every challenge Dan Quinn defense threw at him. So Jordan Love, he kept his composure in his first playoff game. On the other end, the Cowboys, were off their game from the jump. They took a penalty on the second play of the game, left a receiver wide open down the field on the third, saw the first drive in on a CD Lamb drop, gifted the Packers field position with a kick catch interference, repeatedly ran the ball into the line with little success, and no receivers could get open. Dak, he played poorly, and he has his entire career forcing throws in the windows where they're not open, but actively close. He was picked off twice, one for a touchdown. Darnell Savage, that pick six toward the end of the half, that was crucial. Jair Alexander's pick was crucial. But that has been, what the Dallas Cowboys are. That's what Dak Prescott has been as a whole. He's a regular season quarterback, but when he gets to the playoffs, he cannot get it done. And, Dak, he spoke at the post-game press conference. Take a listen to what Dak Prescott had to say.
David Moore, Dallas Morning News. After what this team did at home this year and the last 2 years, just how do you put into words the frustration with your performance individually and also this team, what it wasn't able to do today?
Yeah, frustrated, as you just said, is the great word for my play. The way that we came out here and we started this game and then just shocked, honestly. From the beginning of the game, we got beat. There's no other which way around it, no way to sugarcoat it. Obviously, I didn't play well, and shock.
Did you feel off early? Even from the first throw to seed on third down, obviously there was a connection there. But how did you feel going into the game, and why were you not in rhythm? I guess.
Yeah, I felt great. Wish I had that answer for you, honestly. Maybe my mind was moving, which I think in that sense a little faster than my body was, right? Just being prepared and getting from one to another, maybe a second too fast or half a second too fast. And with that, right, the ball jumps a little bit more. Obviously, just we're talking about it, knew I was going to have enough spin on the ball, right, in a sense about bringing it down, I guess, when I needed to, and didn't early. And then by the time that I did, it was too late.
Dak Tyler with ESPN. You guys have had these seasons before and have had this playoff disappointment. How do you get past this? What has to happen?
Wish I had that answer for you, honestly.
Dak has no answer for that.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. As you know, it's going to be speculation about your coach and his status. Your thoughts about Mike and everything he's done this year?
Yeah, he's been amazing. I don't know how there can be, but I understand the business. In that case, it should be about me as well, honestly. That guy, I've had the season that I've had because of him. This team has had the success that they've had because of him. And I understand it's about winning the Super Bowl, and that's the standard of the league and damn sure the standard of this place. So I get it, but add me to the list in that case.
Hear what Dak had to say, man, when they asked the question about Mike McCarthy. He's backing Mike McCarthy, but he knows the business. And Dak said, if you're pointing fingers at Mike McCarthy, you got to point the finger at me too. But the likes of Stephen A. Smith, Richard Sherman, and Keyshawn Johnson has been telling folks all year long that wanted to listen, pump the brakes on the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl, because they've seen this movie over and over again. And I was totally shocked. I didn't expect Green Bay to go in to Arlington Stadium at AT&T and pull out a victory. I was stunned. Dallas Cowboys had 2 home games in the playoffs to get to the championship in the NFC, and they let their fans down. And Stephen A. Smith has been telling people for the longest, just be patient. Just be patient. There are accidents waiting to happen. What can go wrong will go wrong. And it happens every time around this time of the year that there's an accident waiting to happen, and it never fails. The Cowboys have done this for 28 years since they've been in a conference championship, a divisional championship, and they get to the playoffs, and they had it all set up for them, and they couldn't deliver. Like I said, I was stunned. The Cowboy fans are stunned. Stephen A. Smith is trolling these Cowboy fans like he always does. He's going to be on First Take in the morning, and he's going to let these Cowboy fans have it. Shannon Sharp, he is trolling Skip Bayless right now. Talking about he's always banging on the desk about the Cowboys. Stephen A. is trolling him right now. A lot of people are trolling Skip Bayless, man. But, you know, you got to give kudos to the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love, man. Jordan Love played an exceptional game for his first playoff game. He looked like Aaron Rodgers out there, the way he was throwing the ball, the way he was moving around. Cowboys got no pressure on him. And let's take a listen to what Jordan Love had to say.
You come in here, the Cowboys have won 16 straight. You're the youngest team in the playoffs. You dropped 48 points. I got to ask, how loose were you guys really?
We real loose, I guess. I mean, we came in here with the mindset that we were going to dominate. A lot of people counted us out, and, we didn't care about that. We knew what opportunity we had in front of us, and made the most of it tonight. Yeah,
dominate, understatement. And I know a lot of Cowboys fans are going to be asking this too. How were you able to score this much on that defense?
I mean, they got a good defense, but I think we got a really good offense as well. Run game was awesome. Aaron Jones played a great game, had 3 touchdowns. O-line did a great job, but it was all around team effort.
Yeah, and you said coming in, it was a big accomplishment to make the playoffs. Now what is it to come in here, do what you did, and move on, Jordan? What does that mean?
It means a lot. It's just testament to the team and how we work, compete every week, and obviously now we got a chance to go play the Niners. So obviously another tough road game, great team. So get ready for that.
Got to go back to snow now.
Oh, yeah.
Go back to work. Congrats, Jordan.
Thank you.
Now, you heard what Jordan Love said there, man. Jordan Love, man, he said we expected to come into AT&T Stadium and dominate, and that's what they did. Now, Jordan Love, man, he passed for 16 to 21 for 272 yards, three TDs. Aaron Jones, you got to give it up to him, man. The way he was running the ball today, man, 21 carries, 118 yards, 3 TDs. Also, Romeo Doubs, man, some big catches, some big plays. He had 6 catches for 151 yards and a TD. Now, on the other side of the ball, Dak Prescott did throw 41 for 60 for 403 yards, 3 TDs and 2 interceptions, but his stats was padded, man. They was empty calories. When it mattered most, Dak Prescott did not deliver. You saw when the game was, in his weigh-in balance where, Green Bay got off to a 27-0 start, Dak was doing bad. He had to pick to Jair Alexander, and then he turned around through that pick 6 at the end of the half. The touchdown that Dallas got at the end of the half should have been negated on a false start on Smith, but they never called it. There was a missed call where they called the horse collar that moved him down the field for another 15 yards, which was not a horse collar. Now, Tony Pollard, man, they brought Tony Pollard in and signed him to that contract to back up Zeke, and they let Zeke go. And Tony Pollard has not been able to get his ground game going all season long. He ended the game with 16 carries, 56 yards. He did have 1 score. CeeDee Lamb, man, he was frustrated every time they showed the film on him. There's a lot of things that, his facial expressions, man. He had 9 catches for 110 yards, man. So, man, that offense that Dallas Cowboys put out there on that field, man, it's like, I don't know, man. The playoff Dallas Cowboys cannot get it done, man. And it's unfortunate, man. I don't know what Jerry Jones is going to do. Basically, Jerry Jones needs to fire himself. I mean, because these coaches don't have no type of leeway. And you heard Jimmy Johnson at halftime on Fox, the way he was speaking, man. He was upset, man. It seemed like Dallas was not prepared for what was going to happen. And it starts at the top, man. Jerry Jones has too much ownership over the players, the coaches, even the head coach, man. Something has to give, man. When Dallas was successful in the Jimmy Johnson era, he was able to, run the team the way he wanted to run the team. But until then, man, we don't know what the situation is going to be. Everybody wants Mike McCarthy going. Everybody said Bill Belichick might be the next coach. But we'll see when that comes down the line. But as of right now, man, Dallas has suffered another setback in the Dak Prescott era. And a lot of people believe that Dak is not the quarterback of the future, man. Dak is not going to get the Dallas Cowboys to a Super Bowl. Now, the talks are going to be extending Dak. Should Dak get an extension? We'll see. We got to see what happens. We got to see what kind of changes are going to happen with the Dallas Cowboys. But they got completely dominated by the Green Bay Packers in Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium, man. So you guys let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, man. Please post your comments below. Share the video out. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please like the video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And your man, Stephen A. Smith, he is trolling right now. And I know he's going to have some things to say on First Take. But that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.